Well, I think we can start. So the topics list for today is I put the open CI issues that Lee wrote in the Slack channel, and I think this is useful because it gives us a general view of how many issues we have open, how many issues are assigned. So if you see there are 24 open with the CI specification in the title, so there are a lot of work to do. And if you want to contribute to the CI team, please see all these issues and try to pick one. If you need help, you can pick me on the Slack or in the channel, and I can help you. And right now, I have 3 issues assigned, but I this weekend I will be working on this one on test Grafana setup with Cypress. So in order to keep working on the issues. Uh, I saw that Lee mentioned that there are also issues assigned to you, Rudraksh, Michael, and Kuma also, I think. So yeah, if you have some status for those issues, you can put it in the agenda. Okay, thanks. Uh, The second topic for today is the a pull request that was requiring a review. I think this pull request is already merged. So yeah, thanks Piyush for this pull request. It helps a lot. Do you want to talk a little bit about which test do you implemented here for Meshery CTL perf?
I'll share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so there were multiple tests for Meshery perf. These are the tests for Meshery perf apply. Like if we are running tests with an existing profile, and then we are trying to run tests with existing profile, but passing a URL, a new URL with the flag dash URL. Then like we are trying out if we aren't passing proper protocol with the URL. And then there is with like we want to create a new profile while running with our new URL, and we are not passing the protocol like HTTPS with the URL. Then we are creating a whole new profile. Then like we are trying to create a profile, but we are not passing the URL, which is not a valid case because a profile always needs a URL to store on the backend side. Then we are trying a new profile with an invalid URL, something like it is not an URL, it's just some random keyword. So we are trying out those cases. Then we are trying similar with existing profile with an invalid URL. Okay, so these were cases for necessity perf apply when we are trying to run performance tests. Then there is another command that is view. So these are the cases: view profile, view result, and then we are trying to view profile, but token is an invalid token. We are trying to see results, and then we have tried like searching for a profile that doesn't exist on the backend. What should be the output for that thing? So these are the cases for unit tests. One thing that was like implemented in this, that before this PR, I'm not sure where. Okay, So what was it that we had unit tests under Meshery slash unit tests, and in this PR that didn't trigger, like that GitHub action wasn't triggered because all the changes were in Meshery CTL. So I checked it and I found that that GitHub action was only working outside of the Meshery CTL folder, but we wanted like all the tests to go for all kind of changes, all kind of tests in the project. So I shifted all these tests to a new CI file, and that was therefore it was mentioned in the doc, the doc here. Okay, and
Great. Yeah, sorry,
and
continue.
uh, like I was just asking for any questions or something like that.
Great. Thanks for that pull request. It seems that there were a lot of work there, and if any of a person that want to learn how to use unit testing with with the Meshery CTL command, you can see the Piyush pull request, so you can learn from there. And yeah, thanks for the explanation, Piyush. Piyush.
Okay, so let's move on to the next thing that is also related to me. Okay,
Sure.
so this is something that has been like being facing, people are facing it a lot during recent times. That is like when we run Messenger CTL version, we get client not set, git SHA not set. Why is this happening? This is happening because of my own PR, a previous PR that has been merged before. So, should I explain why it is exactly happening, or should I just directly jump to the solution for it?
I think you can explain from the solution.
Okay, let's see the solution exactly. Here it is. Actually, I have already opened it. Okay, so we actually set Messery CTL version, the commit SHA, and all the other flags like this, like LDF flags. I'm not sure what this term is, but we set it up like this: GitHub.com Meshery CTL internal and root dot version is equals to git version, then git commit SHA, and similarly the release channel. Okay, but what broke this thing is that we have replaced github.com layer 5 with meshery slash meshery. It was previously layer 5 io slash meshery, and this will not work because uh, the github imports in each file are like this. It should be a github.com layer 5 io slash meshery. Okay, so we have these packages, the layer 5 IO slash meshery packages in our file system. Uh, should I should show it to you. I think that would better explanation there. GitHub.com, where it is. Okay, so we have all these packages on our local, and we set it up with the help of this line. So previously it was like easier to set it up, but now we have shifted our project to meshery slash meshery, and but the imports are still layer 5 IO slash meshery. GitHub kind of manages it on the back end, but our file system cannot understand what is going on here. So it doesn't set it up correctly, and we fail to get the version, and it results in is equals to not set.
Uh, Piyush, just an info. Basically, if you go to go.mod of Meshery,
Mm-hmm.
it's mentioned as layer 5 IO slash Meshery. So if you can go back to the go.mod file. Yeah, so this is the reason why the packaging is not pointing to Meshery slash Meshery, but it sticks to layer 5 IO slash Meshery.
Okay.
Like this is the root reason why even in your file system, it's getting uh, cloned in that path.
Hmm. Okay. And the one solution that I figured it out was shift it back to layer 5 uh, like there can be more solutions. This
Yeah,
is
yeah, that
I
works.
this is one that I knew. So I fixed it, like I replaced it again, and it is working right now in this current PR or the branch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
great.
that's one of the ways. Yes.
Yeah, so Abhishek, do you think that we should change the module name also, or we are okay for now?
I think we are okay because changing that will require changing import paths in each and every file. So, and we don't get anything better out of it. So I think it's okay for now.
Great, great. Thanks, Piyush, for explaining that. I think that when we merge this pull request, we can close the other issue that is open.
Yeah, sure. So that's it from my side. I'll stop sharing my screen.
Okay, great. Thanks, Piyush, for the explanation. I will share the screen about the meeting notes again. The other topic is error reference publisher review by Rudraj or optimistal delusional optimist. Sorry. Can you explain us a little bit about your pull request?
Yeah. So should I share my screen or? Yep. And hopefully it's visible.
Yeah,
I'll just quickly open it. Basically, this is about integrating the mesquite error codes utility into CI so that we can perform checks in PR and update the docs at the error code reference in Meshery docs. Right now, there have to be some updates in the utility in order to achieve this running checks in PRs and support for other components. It would be like other components, we run the utility on it and create pull requests here. So a call for volunteers should be made on that tomorrow. And support for Meshery CTL is still to be, I mean, Meshery CTL does not use the new error codes right now, so not sure about this. And this PR is more about support for Meshery server. So basically, I have demoed it a few times, and there are some new changes. It only runs when there are changes to Go files and this new access token, which which was not here earlier. A little bit more reliable thing or command to update the docs here. And yes, so basically, I think this PR should be up for review until and unless we want to include this in this PR as well.
yeah, because this workflow is not being triggered, right? In the pull
Yeah.
request. Yeah. To do that, you should put pull underscore request in the workflow in order to be triggered. Uh, can I share you
Uh,
something to explain this?
yeah. So it will get triggered when uh, any commit gets merged in the master branch. Is that what you were talking about?
Yeah, I think below push we need to put a pull request in order to be triggered in in all the pull requests, including this one.
Oh, so another pull request after this. I'm not actually getting what you're saying. So
Sorry, do you mean that you don't want to run this workflow in pull request?
Yes, we want to.
Okay.
We are not. We haven't done anything to do that right now, because that would be when the utility gets an update to uh, set the exit code to zero. I mean non-zero, so that
Okay.
the workflow runner could fail actually, and the person and PR for which the check is running, it could fail. So yeah, we aren't talking about checking stuff in PRs right now. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, if you need help about that running checks in pull request, please let me know and we can work on that together.
Okay, nice.
Great, thanks for that update of that pull request.
Yep,
You have another two items, right, in the list?
yep. So this is I'm not sure about it. This is rather a question, and so basically the thing which is happening is when contributors are creating pull requests for new mesquite errors, they are getting merge conflicts because all of them modify the two files necessarily, the JSON files. So that's causing some merge conflicts, and it's not a good contributor as well as a maintainer experience to help them in troubleshooting them. So can can we do something on the CI to fix this? I had questions on this because when Michael demonstrated this utility, there was some points about it automatically updating strings, something like this. So if the contributor just creates a pull request with these kind of error codes, and we run the utility in the CI and automatically update it, I guess we can reduce merge conflicts.
Yeah, I think Michael is not here in the meeting, but Piyush or Abhishek, do you know how we can avoid these conflict problems about updating the error codes?
Yeah, so basically, I'm also a little bit dull on this area, but what I can suggest here is that since the error codes and JSON everything changes when we run the error utility, uh, we can actually not have the user run the error utility, but run it only in the CI and update it like how what Rakshit suggested. I guess I think you suggested the same thing. Yeah, cool. So yeah, that's one step where you can sort of avoid merge conflicts while in PR.
Okay, I see. So, do you mean that run this utility on only on CI and not in our computers, right?
Yeah, correct.
Okay, and in order to avoid modifying ourselves, I am thinking about that adding those files in the git ignore, but I don't know if that is, or maybe if we modify those files, we only need not to upload those files, because if I create a pull request and I modify the error codes, I should not upload those files, right?
Right. I guess git ignore also would work. Yeah, perfectly.
But we'll so does CI take care of that? I mean, won't CI to abide by the git ignore?
Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you repeat that?
Uh, so if we add those files to git ignore and then we try to commit changes on the CI, so will the workflow be able to read that? I mean, even it would ignore those changes, right? I'm not sure about this.
Ignore which changes?
Like the JSON files. Uh, so you were talking about the JSON files that are produced by the error utility, right?
Yeah,
And then we talked about adding them to git ignore.
right.
But even the CI will ignore it then. And then how will we update them?
Right. So CI will ignore it, but the CI will run the error utility while in its execution, and there will be JSON files that will get produced while running the CI, and immediately you can raise a PR from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Again,
like
regular.
maybe, sorry, so like maybe a workflow CI that writes files in the repo, but we only pull those files instead of push those files, right? For
Uh,
example, the workflow CI only will modify those files, and we as contributors we only pull those files without modifying because they are in the git
right.
ignore.
Yeah. Indirect. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be a solution. Maybe we can write this proposal in Slack to tag Michael in order to to receive feedback from him. I will put it in the list in order to not forget that.
Yeah. Totally. Because it'll be better if we handle it in the utility so that it can be generic enough.
Yep. Okay. Thanks. Thanks for that. Do you want to explain the other item in the list?
Yep. So this is uh, this is shamefully the PR that I displayed first. Uh, there are some checks that are getting triggered, and I'm not sure if they should because these are probably tests and checks for Go code, but this PR does not modify any Go code. It's just update to a GitHub workflow. So do we need to run all these, or it's a waste of free CI?
Right. We'll need conditions over each workflow that we define. Currently, it's only based on tags, I suppose. We'll
Oh,
need to include path definitions as well. Do we have a issue on this yet?
no, I'll create one.
Great. Thanks. An issue is great to track this progress.
Yep. So I guess that's it for me. Uh, I had three agendas on first time. It's my first time in this meeting and I had three topics. So yeah.
Yeah, you did very well. Thanks and welcome again to this meeting. We have this meeting every 2 weeks on Thursday, so you are welcome to join us.
Yeah. So I'll
Thanks.
just. Mhm.
Yep. I just write that you will create an issue for this in GitHub, and also I am writing about write a proposal to tag Michael and add them to the git ignore file. Okay, so I think that was the the topics in the list that we wrote. Do anyone has anything else to add?
I think Saturn has a doubt. Basically, what he says is that he also gets conflicts on error.go maybe that's common for other people as well. Maybe we can bring that up. Saiden, do you want
Uh,
to talk about it?
the error.go, did you say that?
Yeah, like whenever we are writing a new function, so for instance, if two people are working on the same part, like if we are writing like two functions in a same in code, whenever we are just like for instance, if the first pair gets merged, then they are same, like there is a conflict for the second person. Like for instance, if you have written a code like, for example, okay, I'm showing you something which I mentioned today in the morning.
Sorry, I didn't catch it all. Can you share with us that that you're explaining?
Yes, yes, I'm showing you.
Okay, thanks.
Mm. So you can see I have written a comment over here. Actually, this was the problem which I also faced many a time. You can just read it now.
So this is related to the previous topic that we were talking, right? The error codes, or this is different?
No, that same one, the error code only. I got the answer about those JSON files, like how do we solve the conflict for the JSON file. But how do we solve if the error comes in this error.go file? Like for like in this file, we get a lot of conflicts whenever one PR gets merged. So how do we solve this one?
Yeah, that is the proposal solution that we said before, that maybe we can ignore these files by Git and only be modified by the CI workflows in order to avoid conflicts about this. Uh, I think one, in the meantime, we can not commit these changes of these files. So if you are creating a pull request that change the error codes, I think we can not commit those files and preserve the upstream files.
Uh, Rodolfo, actually, this is a part of the. So this is something that is different from the.
Okay, okay.
Actually, in this case, basically we will have like there will the merge conflicts are basically inevitable, and we will need to include in either of the case, like whenever a merge conflict happens in a.go, we'll just have to blindly accept both the changes and then commit it. Basically, you don't have to like go line by line to check which to include and which to not. It's always just uh, uh, include both the changes from master branch as well as yours.
Okay, okay, I see. I need to read more about this in order to understand it. But do you have a, a proposal solution for this problem, Abhishek?
It's no, as in this does not have a finite solution is what I'm saying. As
Okay,
in, uh, the quickest way where you can get rid of this issue would be that whenever get a merge conflict happens, you just have to accept both the incoming change as well as your current change in the merge conflict, and that is to be done blindly. Like it will never cause an issue.
okay, I see, I see. The only problem is the merge conflicts on every pull request, right? Or on pull
In
requests?
some pull requests, it won't happen in every because it depends on how old the pull request is. Then
Okay, I see. I see. Yeah, I will see the explanation and the issue of that in order to have more context. But let me put it in the agenda in order to to keep that tracking, Sayan. So thanks for bring up this topic. What's the number of the pull request? I don't remember.
uh, I think it's an issue of site. And can you share the issue here?
Yeah, please. Can you share in the chat? Is
I think this one,
3397. Okay,
3390.
3397. Okay, thanks. 3397. Yeah, I will read that and put my comments in Slack.
Sounds good.
So, anyone has anything else to discuss?
Not me.
Okay, so I think we are done for today. You have 30 minutes free today. So I just share with you the pull request number in the last topic that we discussed with Sayan. So in the next meeting, I will be talking about that. So thanks everyone for attending to this meeting and have a good day.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks everyone. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.